Alright. Gbajúmọ̀ Indiana. Ètò náà rèé. VIP. Yeyeoge1 gbóhùn sókè jọ o. Ọmọ elédè ló ń pèdè ọmọ lọ́rọ̀ ló ń sọ̀rọ̀. A máa ń gbádùn ẹ̀jú o. Gbajúmọ̀ Indiana. INDY VIP. INDY VIP.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the talk show, the INDY VIP. On this talk show, we bring the VIP in the state of Indiana. Before we start, my name is MC Yeyeoge1, the only MC with our MSc. On this talk show today, I brought another VIP, an INDY VIP. Before we start, I want to say a special thanks to God Almighty, who has made it possible for us to come here today. Another special thanks to the Proof Motors. Look at this, my dress. They call it abaya. It's from Africa. How do you see it? Yeyeoge looking pink. The gele is from Sweet Gele. Sweet Gele on Instagram. Same as Africa Sweet Gele. Follow them on Instagram. You're going to see the details and the contact. I want to say a special thanks to GMK's Head of Logistics. Jolly. Thank you for all you do. Today on the INDY VIP, I brought somebody special. Somebody that we can call a VIP in the state of Indiana. When you see him, you will know who the person is. I'm going to be interviewing him. Follow me and let's go see the interview.
Ọmọ elédè ló ń pèdè ọmọ lọ́rọ̀ ló ń sọ̀rọ̀. A máa ń gbádùn ẹ̀jú o. Gbajúmọ̀ Indiana. INDY VIP. INDY VIP.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
So the talk show, the INDY VIP, sir. Let me tell you something before we start. INDY VIP is designed for VIPs in the state of Indiana. Very important personalities. We designed this program to showcase or to appreciate and to interview head of associations, presidents of associations, business owners, entrepreneurs, and what have you. And today, I am opportuned to interview the president of NIDO, Indiana chapter, Chief Emmanuel. His last name, I cannot really pronounce, so we give it to him. You are welcome once again. I want you to introduce yourself to the viewers at home, sir.
Well, before you do that, it would be good that you try to get, you are appealing to Nigerian yes. community. So you have to take your time and be able to pronounce names.
Okay.
That will help you. However, my name is Chief Emmanuel Nsarun. I'm the current president of Nigerian in Diaspora Organization, NIDO, Indiana chapter.
Wow. You are welcome once again, Chief Emmanuel Nsarun.
Good.
Wow. Give me a high five. I got it. It's not easy, man, and I got it because he's a special person, and then we have to treat him specially. You are welcome once again, and I want to say thank you for all you do, for the community, for Nigerian community. I see and I hear all what you do every time, and that is what brought you to your present position. And Chief Emmanuel, where in Nigeria did you come from?
Well, I come from Anambra State. I come from Onitsha, to be precise. Many of you probably know Onitsha. Onitsha has the largest market in West Africa. A whole lot of people from all over Nigeria come to Onitsha to trade. In fact, a lot of people from the north, from the south, from the west, they come there. It's a very big market. They sell. If you don't find anything there, you won't find any other thing anywhere else. So that's where I come from.
Okay. Talking about your education, sir, did you have your primary, secondary, and tertiary education in Anambra State?
I had my primary and secondary education in Anambra State. Okay. And then my first degree I got from University of Nigeria in Nsukka. Now it's in Enugu State. And then I had my master's degree from University of Arkansas in Fayetteville, Arkansas. And then I got an MBA degree in finance and management from University of Central in Oklahoma.
Wow, it's very right. So after your you had your last one in Oklahoma, then you have moved to the United States.
Well, I don't know how to explain to you, but I was living two worlds. Because I was working for the federal government of Nigeria. Oh. In fact, I worked for the federal government on a senior level capacity for more than 15 years. Wow. And while I was working for them, they will always send you, I don't know what's happening now, but they have a program where they can send you for what they call in-service training. So while I was even doing my master's degree here in the US and my MBA degree here, I was still in the service of federal government of Nigeria.
Oh.
So after my MBA degree in Oklahoma, I have to go back to Nigeria to continue with my services with the federal government of Nigeria. So I was here, I was doing all my advanced education, but I was still in the service of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It was only after I came back over here, I will call it my third missionary journey to the US, that I finally settled down and I have to retire from the Nigerian government.
Oh, wow. No wonder he's the present president of the association we have just mentioned, because he has experience. Experience, they say, is the best teacher. So in your service, to the federal government of Nigeria, what would you say? Was Nigeria the way it is now, or was Nigeria the way it is now when you were serving, or so many things have changed?
A lot have changed. While I was in the service, there's nothing like kickback. I mean, you can't even begin to ask anybody about it. You will do, because I managed a program, a World Bank program that's about $5 million US. A World Bank and FAO program. You don't even think about asking anybody about anything. You just do your job like it's supposed to be. Because that time, the Federal Civil Service was still very good. I mean, people don't think about that kind of thing. So, but now everything have changed, and they talk about kickback. They talk about before you get some contract or get something done in the federal government, you have to pay money upfront to somebody before, even depending on the size of contract or the size of project you're doing. That will determine how much kickback upfront you're going to give them. So then the service was good. And then people were diligent and people were being promoted based on merit. It's not based on whom you know. But now I understand that if you don't know anybody in Nigeria, you don't go anywhere.
Wow. Wow, the viewers at home have listened to what you have just said. We pray. We can only pray and hope for a better Nigeria. Mr. President, when you look at him from head to toe, yes, he represents a president. I want to ask you some few questions concerning NIDO. What do you think made them, to tell you to become the president? Or what do you think made them to elect you as the president of NIDO?
Well, I've been in NIDO for quite a while, since inception of NIDO here in Indiana, Indianapolis. And I've been their treasurer. So I have managed their money so well that, we started at a point where we didn't have much. And then to a point that we have something reasonable as an organization. So all the time while I was the treasurer, I know I had some issues with people thinking that, hey, we spend money, you have to pay us. I say, hey, I'm going to pay you, but I don't pay money that is not approved. It's only when, if it's an approval that I pay you, and some people didn't take it well. But the issue is that we moved from where we had little or nothing, like about $200 in our account, to where we had a whole bunch of money in thousands. So I worked as an executive of NIDO for a very long time as a treasurer. And so maybe that based on that, they thought, they said, okay, he did a good job as a treasurer, he would do a good job as a president. And again, something I didn't tell you, currently right now I work for the state of Indiana. I work at the state of Indiana as an economist and a transportation planner. I work for the Department of Transportation, which in Nigeria will be something like Federal Ministry of Work. So we build all the interstates like I-70, 465, I-69. We build them, and maintain them for people to use, to make sure that people in Indiana have good roads to travel. But I'm not an engineer, and I'm an economist and a financial.
I was going to ask you, your first and second degree, what did you study?
I studied agricultural economics in my first degree, and my master's degree is in economics. And my MBA is in finance and management. So now I work for the government of Indiana as a transportation economist and a transportation planner. So what I do, I'm not an engineer, so I don't build the roads. But what I do is that
you plan it.
Normally, unlike Nigeria, where they say the contract has been signed and the road is not built, here we have already, like for the next 10 years, We know all the roads that we're going to build. We're gonna do I do the analysis, like urban growth, population analysis, like in Indianapolis, they keep expanding like 465, adding more lanes, like I-69. It's because of the fact that we know the population is growing. Come in the next 2-3 years, there will be more people here, and we need to expand. There will be more traffic going through this place. So my job is part of analyzing like urban population, population growth, financing. We have a certain amount of money that we got from the federal government every year. So now we know that each year, federal government is going to give the state of Indiana, the Department of Transportation, this amount of money. So based on that, I will do some kind of analysis. We will make sure that we put for the next 10 years, we know all the projects we're going to build. Based on that, then I'll go down and download and make a 5-year concrete road development plan where we know that this year, this road is going to be built. The money is down, locked down. So it's not like you will come when it won't be built. So everything for the next 5 years is locked up with the money.
Wow.
So the engineers, after we do all this upfront work for the engineers, that's where the engineers now come and say, okay, this road is ready to be built. The funds are there. The contractors are ready. Then they go ahead and build it.
Wow, you are really doing a good job, and we are privileged to have the person on this set of the INDY VIP. So talking about your role as the president of NIDO, what are the things? Where do we see NIDO in the next 1 year? During your presidency, during your term, what are the things you intend to do? To make NIDO bigger and higher than what it was before you became the president?
Well, my vision, as the current president of NIDO, I know we have had past administrations, so I will have to accumulate on what we've achieved in the past. Because right now, we're doing passport intervention for Nigerians in this community. We will continue to do that. Currently, I'm working on the passports that were done last year that has not been received back. So I've been in constant contact with...
I was privileged last year, because through NIDO, I got my passports renewed. I'm sorry to cut it short. So this year, do you have any plan to renew passport for Nigerians in Indiana?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say, because we were talking with the Consul General in New York, because Indiana is assigned to New York. Yeah. There are certain states assigned to certain embassies and certain consulates. Okay. So I've been talking with them, and then they have a new passport consular officer that they just transferred to New York. So I've been talking with her, and then the idea is to, first of all, process all the passports, because you were lucky you got yours.
I got mine.
Yeah, a lot of people got theirs, but some other people didn't get, and they're not happy.
Okay.
So, one bad apple can spoil a whole bunch. So those that didn't get can go ahead and say, oh, NIDO, they are not good people. They process their passports, and, we didn't get it. And that was not the idea. The idea and the objective of doing passports is to make sure that people here in Indiana and Indianapolis can get passport without having to go through the stress or the expenses of going to Atlanta or going to New York to process their passport. So even if we process 199 got it and one person doesn't have it, that's not good enough. So the idea is that we have to make sure that we clear all the backlog, all the outstanding passports, after which then we will do a new intervention. So that's my plan. And then my other vision is that we need to expand NIDO. We need members. We need people like you to come and join NIDO. So we normally, sometimes we do outreach. We go to churches, we go to mosques, we go to some places where we know. We have a lot of Nigerians here. So we need as many Nigerians as possible to come into NIDO, because everybody have something to contribute. Our goal is to make sure that everybody can bring whatever they can into NIDO, so we'll be able to help the Nigerian community here in Indianapolis and in Indiana as a whole.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that pretty soon. But the one I'm sure many people will be interested in, because a lot of people have been asking me, after clearing the outstanding passports, do you have the plan of bringing the consulate general or the workers here this year, 2021, for people to get passports?
Yes, well, that's the goal.
When will it be?
We don't know when, because you know why? We can't say when, because it's the embassy, it's the consulate that will give us the dates. But we need to have a good date in a way that we can go around the churches, we can go around the mosques, we can go around Nigerian community and inform them, give them enough notice that this thing is going to happen, this is when it's going to happen. So even if it happens towards the end of the year, which that's not my objective. My objective is to make it happen as soon as possible. But in the meantime, we need to clear out the outstanding passport. So that way, people who process before will be happy. And then we'll go ahead and get a new date, which will be very publicized. A lot of people will know about it, Nigerian community will know about it. So we normally do passport intervention every year.
Okay. Yeah. Well, another question I want to ask you is, apart from this passport, what other things does NIDO do?
We've done a lot. When they did the COVID, we did the COVID palliative. We got things together, foodstuffs, all kinds of things, and then we bought a lot of it, and then we went to the African church. That's where and then we publicized Nigerian scheme and other African scheme too. We helped them out. And then when the issue of SARS,
I was going to say that.
Yeah, when SARS started, we had a demonstration downtown in Indianapolis to make the Indianapolis community aware, to know what's going on, and to bring pressure to Nigerian government to do something about it. And then when we did bring the bags, when they kidnapped all those girls, we participated too on bring girls back. Girls? Yeah, when they took the Chibok girls, we had a demonstration and we did bring the girls back. Some demonstration that we had here in Indianapolis, and then something else that is very important that we in NIDO do, which is one of my priorities in my current regime, is we had a sister city program. It's not every city that has that kind of opportunity. We have it, like my town that I told you is Onitsha. We started with one town, that is Onitsha. So the OB of Onitsha came to Indianapolis to sign memorandum of understanding with the mayor of Indianapolis. So we had a very big function where the OB of Onitsha came, and then the mayor of Indianapolis and both of them, they signed a memorandum of understanding that included a whole lot of things: education, industrialization, all kinds of things, business exchange, and expertise exchange, that kind of thing. So we are going to work on it. It's going to be one of my priorities to make sure that something happens. So it means that we can use the expertise that we have here in the US to do something in Onitsha or other towns in Nigeria through that program, where it's not going to cost them anything, but we have to raise funding or get some kind of grant to do that. And then in exchange, the people in Nigeria or people in Onitsha will bring something. It might be cultural, it might be student exchange for people to come over here to study or learn trade or learn all kinds of other things that will benefit them when they go back to Nigeria. So that is another thing that we're doing, and we want to make sure that we resuscitate that Sister City program and that something happens.
I noticed you've been talking about Onitsha, you mentioned Onitsha. Basically, I am from Ijebu, I'm from Ogun State. When are you going to expand this thing to Ijebu, my town, my own town?
The idea is that when you want to do a project, you cannot, if you say the whole Nigeria is a vast country. So we started with this program in 2017. Nothing has been done yet. So you see that, so the idea is to just do, it's not even a big stuff. Even if it's street lighting, like solar street lighting, do something somewhere. And then you can now expand it to other cities. It won't be like Lagos, it may be like Ijebu, and somewhere that you can make an impact. So so once we do this, can do one project, then we're going to look for another satellite town. Maybe now you mentioned Ijebu, now I'll have it on top of my head. We go there and then do something. Maybe that will be another street lighting for solar street lighting there, where people can point and say, yeah, NIDO in the US did this project for us.
Thank you very much. In 1 minute, can you look at the people at home and tell them, in 1 minute, aims and objectives of NIDO to the Nigerian people in Indiana? In 1 minute, what are the aims and objectives?
Aims and objectives for Nigerian people in Indiana, like I said earlier, is to make sure that Nigerian community benefit from NIDO. Things like passport intervention is one of them. Any issue that is currently happening in Nigeria, once we get hold of it, we're going to make sure that we expand it. We're going to make sure that we publicize it so that people in Nigeria, people here in Indianapolis can make an impact. That people in Nigeria, like youths and young adults, we want to make sure that they benefit from things that government is doing in Nigeria.
Okay, I've had this question. I said, okay, as the president, I'm going to ask you. You are the best person I can ask. So this night, what about the people who just came from Nigeria? Just came freshly. We don't even have nothing. You know how it is in America when you just come from Nigeria and you don't have nothing. Some people you stay with maltreat you. Throw you out of the house. No food, no shelter. Do you have anything? Do you have any plan for such people when they come? For maybe you have a house you are going to be renting for people who are homeless Nigerians. Maybe for them to stay for like a month or two until they have a job or until they have something doing. This is what we project NIDO to the whole world, to every state in Indiana. Do you have anything like that for newcomers?
Right now, we don't have any project right now, but it's something that I have in my vision that we can do that. But it's going to be all about funding.
Yeah.
NIDO is a non-for-profit organization, which means we don't do business to get money. The only thing we can do is to do grants or if you have donations from people. So that's the only way we can do it. But on my personal capacity, I do help people who come from Nigeria. I do help many of them. Some of them that I help are not even Igbos, they are Yorubas that I have helped. Like people who want to do paper, or people who have issues, I can do that. So it's you can refer anybody to me, both on my personal capacity and maybe we will try and see on the NIDO capacity if there's anything we can do. But right now we don't have a project. But on my own, I've been doing things like that.
Because it's going to be a good thing if NIDO can do this. It's a present issue.
Yeah.
NIDO can do this, and source of income or source of finance for NIDO. I don't know if NIDO can approach big Nigerian people, business people for grants, even the government. When they see what you do.
In fact, really, one of my objectives is for capital financing. That is fundraising, capital fundraising, where as a non-for-profit, we have limitations as a non-for-profit what we can do, but we are now exploring raising funds where we can get money from private companies, like you said now, through capital financing, like fundraising, where they can get a tax exempt from whatever they give to us.
Mm-hmm.
So we're working on that. So that way we can have, it will be in a position to help for situations like that. So it's something that is one of my objectives. It's something that's my vision. So now that you mentioned it, we're gonna think more about it and we'll see what we can do about it.
Yeah.
And if for any reason there are somebody that's in need, you can contact me. Again, even I have so many caps I'm wearing. On my personal capacity, I can do the much I can.
Thank you very much. Thank you, President. Thank you for coming to the show of Indianapolis, the INDY VIP. I want you to look at the camera, look at the viewers at home. Tell them to keep watching the INDY VIP.
Keep watching the INDY VIP because that's the only source you can get your current and future news and future programs. And the one thing I didn't tell you, you didn't ask me about my kids.
Yeah, because we don't go personal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, that's
we
okay.
Go personal. We just want to, some people don't even, want us to
talk about it. Oh, that's fine.
But you can actually tell us in 1 minute. So your kids.
Well, okay. I have 4 kids. My first son is in Atlanta, Georgia. He works for Department of Defense. It's a colonel in the U.S. Army. At the same time, he's a financial analyst. He does all kinds of financial budgeting for them. He heads a very big section over there. And then my second daughter, just graduated from medical school, Meharry University Medical School, and then she will be going to Norfolk, Virginia, Eastern Virginia Medical School, Medical College, to do her residency. My third child, my daughter, she read international studies and Japanese studies. She's in Japan doing a project for the U.S. government. Wow. And my last child, my son, is in Chicago. He read electrical engineering and he's working with a software company. And now he tells me he wants to move to Houston. He said Chicago is too cold for him. But I said, good. We have a lot of Nigerians in Houston.
I know, right?
Because we still want them to be able to get in touch with Nigerians, marry Nigerians.
Yes.
I know what long stories.
I know. Thank you so much, Mr. President. I thank you that I invited you for this interview and you are here with me. Thank you very much. We have a tradition on this program, the INDY VIP. Anybody who comes here must dance. Not only Igbo dance, not Igbo dance, it is Nigerian dance. Let us stand up. President, I know you can dance. And let's go here.
Alright. Gbajúmọ̀ Indiana. Ètò náà rèé. INDY VIP. Yeyeoge1 gbóhùn sókè jọ o. Ọmọ elédè ló ń pèdè ọmọ lọ́rọ̀ ló ń sọ̀rọ̀. A máa ń gbádùn ẹ̀ jù. Gbajúmọ̀ Indiana. INDY VIP. INDY VIP. Ètò náà rèé lórí afẹ́fẹ́. Yeyeoge1 ló lóòtú ètò yìí. Ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n gbé ètò yìí. Ó lóye. Gbajúmọ̀ ní Indiana ló létò yìí o. G-Mighty ètò yìí kọ́ ni lọ́gbọ́n amúnú ẹ̀dùn. Gbogbo ayé ló fẹ́ gbóhùn ẹ̀. Yeyeoge gbóhùn sókè. Gbajúmọ̀ Indiana. INDY VIP. INDY VIP.
Wow!
Yay!
You really tried.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you very much for coming. God bless you, sir.
And you too.
To your family.
Ọmọ elédè ló ń pèdè ọmọ lọ́rọ̀ ló ń sọ̀rọ̀. A máa ń gbádùn ẹ̀ jù. Gbajúmọ̀ Indiana. INDY VIP. INDY VIP.
I want to say a special thanks to President Emmanuel for honoring my invite to come to this show, the INDY VIP. The proof mottos, thank you for all you do. Look at this abaya, beautiful abaya. Asho Africa. This gelenko is sweet_Ashoke on Instagram. Go and follow her. JMKC, head of logistics. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jolly, for all you do. See you next week on this show, the INDY VIP. I am an INDY VIP. You are an INDY VIP. Bye.
Alright. Gbajúmọ̀ Indiana. Ètò náà rèé. INDY VIP. Yeyeoge1 gbóhùn sókè jọ o. Ọmọ elédè ló ń pèdè ọmọ lọ́rọ̀ ló ń sọ̀rọ̀. A máa ń gbádùn ẹ̀ jù. Gbajúmọ̀ Indiana. INDY VIP. INDY VIP. Ètò náà rèé lórí afẹ́fẹ́. Yeyeoge1 ló lóòtú ètò yìí. Ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n gbé ètò yìí. Ó lóye. Gbajúmọ̀.